Alrighty, so at this point, I want to remind you guys we can add, subtract, and multiply numbers together, but we can't do that with words. We can put words together to form a sentence, but we can't do that with numbers. So here we go. This program does not work. And why does it work? It's because we're trying to combine a number with with words. It doesn't work because it doesn't make sense to add 2 with the words hello moto. So let's give it a try. And you will see. It does not work. Let's take this, put it in. Sorry, just give it a moment. Run. Yeah, freaks out. When you see red, it's not good. It means there's something wrong with your program. In this case, the problem is that you're trying to add a number with words. Okay. Oh, whoopsies. Wait. Okay. So, I want to remind you as well, when you use input, the computer takes the person's answer and puts it into the variable message2 as words. So whatever the answer is, the person's answer, the computer takes it, makes it words, and then puts it inside the variable. Also, a reminder, you can treat a number like a word. For example, this is a sentence. Hey, my name's Jeff. Jeff is 21 years old. This totally makes sense. So does my passport number is PJ315457. So, a computer can only see words and numbers. 28 is a word to a computer. 28 without the apostrophes is a number. So this is a word to a computer. This is not a word. This is a number to the computer. So x equals 28. This is a 28. This is a number. Message -1 equals apostrophe 28. This is a word. So x has a word inside it, which is a number inside it, which is 28. Message 1 has the word 28 inside it. So when you add them together, it still doesn't work because you're trying to combine the number 28 here with the word 28 here. They'll freak out. The computer puts the number 28 into X and the word 28 into message 1. When the computer tries to add the word 28 and the number 28, it gets confused. Computers are dumb. Again. There is a way around this though. We can let the computer know that it needs to change a word into a number. We do this by using the function int. So if we're to look at this example, the computer sees the equal sign, so it knows we're putting something into a variable named x. It looks to the right of the equal sign and sees the function int and knows that we are converting a word into a number. It looks inside the brackets and finds the word 28. It turns 28 into the number 28. It turns the word 28 into a number 28 and then puts the number into the variable x. So if I was to do let's just do an example. I mean, I'll do the example. Make it clearer. So what is it? Okay. So what is actually happening here? So the computer doesn't know anything. It goes into runs the program. The person runs the program. The computer looks at the first instruction. It sees equal sign. It knows that we're putting something inside the variable x. It looks to the right, sees the int. So it knows we're changing a word into a number. So it looks inside the brackets for the word. It sees the word 28, and then it turns it into 28, the number, and then it takes this and puts it inside. It takes the number 28 and puts it inside the variable x. So when you look inside x after the first instruction, it's got the number 28. So 28 the word becomes 28 the number. Okay. The computer converts the word. Oh, okay, here we go. So this gets a little bit more intense. So let's look at this example. So the computer converts the word 28 into a number 28. It puts it into X. It puts the number 30 into Y in the second instruction. In the final instruction, it adds the number 28 and X and the number 30 and Y together, making 58. The number 58 is then put into the variable total. So let's do this example. So, like before, computer doesn't know anything, sees the first instruction, sees the equal sign, knows we're putting something inside the variable X, looks to the right, sees int, knows we're going to change a word into a number, sees the word 28, and turns it into the number 28. And then it takes the number and puts it inside the variable. So X, if you look inside X, you'll see 28. And in this one, it sees the computer sees the equal sign and knows we're putting something inside Y. We look to the right and we know it's at the number 30, so we put 30 into Y. And total equals, the computer sees the equal sign, it sees total, it knows we're going to put something inside a variable called total, it looks to the right, sees X, it sees the plus sign, it knows we're adding things together, but it doesn't know if it's going to be word or words or numbers. It looks at X, it sees 28, looks at Y, sees 30, the numbers, and so it adds them together. So this is 28, this is 30, then then 28 plus 30 equals 58, so total gets 58 put inside it. So stir is the opposite. This is if you want to tell a computer that they need to change a number into a word. So here's an example. The computer sees the equal sign, so it knows we are putting something into a variable named message1. Sorry, that's a mistake. It should say message1 here. It looks to the right of the equal sign and sees stir, and knows that we are converting a word into a number. It looks inside the... Wait, give me a second. Sorry, this is messed up. Let me fix this up. I'm sorry. Number into a word. Yeah. Okay, so now it makes sense. Let's read that again. Computer sees equal sign, so it knows that we are putting something into a variable named message1. It shouldn't say X, it should be message1. It looks to the right of the equal sign and sees stir and knows that we are converting a number into a word. It looks inside the brackets and finds the number 28. It turns 28 into the word 28 and puts the word into the variable message1. So, might get a little bit repetitive, but you get it. You get how it's easy to get confused in this stuff, so I just want to make sure that you guys know what's up. So here we have message one. The computer doesn't know anything, sees the equal sign in the first instruction. It knows we're going to put something inside the variable message one. It looks to the right and sees stir, so it knows that we're going to be converting a number into a word. It looks inside the brackets and sees the number 28, and then it turns it into the word 28. And then it takes the word 28 and puts it inside the variable message1. So when you look inside message1 afterwards, you're going to find word 28. Okay. The computer converts the number 28 into a word 28 and puts it into X. Puts it into message1. It puts the word 30 into Y in the second instruction. In the final instruction, it adds the word 28 in X and the word 30 in Y together. Here's the tricky part. What do you get when you add the word 28 and the word 30? Remember, these are words, not numbers, to the computer. So it doesn't make 58 because you can't add words. When you do this, when you add the word 28 and the word 30, what you get is the two words glued together. So you get 2830. So let's visualize this again. I'm going to use this. Okay, so computer doesn't know anything, sees the first instruction, sees the equal sign, knows that we're going to put something inside the variable message1, looks to the right, sees stir, so it knows that we're going to be converting a number into a word, looks inside the brackets and sees the number 28 and converts it into the word 28. Sorry, I don't know why they're acting so weird. 28. Okay. So now message 1, if you look inside the variable, it's got the word 28. In the second instruction, we see the equal sign. The computer knows we're putting something inside message 2, looks to the right, sees the word 30, and it puts inside message 2. And then in message 3, we see the equal sign. We know we're putting something inside message 3, looks to the right, sees the plus sign, looks inside X, and sees the, looks inside, sorry, this should say message 1, and this should say message 2. That's a mistake. It's a complete mistake. Message 1, message 2. Sorry if there's any confusion for you guys that were watching out for this, but it should be this. Okay. So when we look at it, this shouldn't say message 1, message 2. Okay, so now if we look at this, the computer sees the equal sign. It knows we're putting something inside message 3, looks to the right, sees the plus sign, so it knows that it's adding two things together. It doesn't know if it's words or numbers yet, but it's going to figure that out soon. It looks to the left and sees message 1, looks inside message 1, and it sees the word 28. It looks inside message 2 and sees the word 30. So we have 28 in here, we have 30 in here. And when you add a word 28 and word 30, you get 2830. It's the same as if you added any other words. Say if I said hello, my name is in this string. Sorry, these words, and then you add it to Mr. Chan. What you get at the end is hello, my name is Mr. Chan. Or if you said if you combined welcome to the pain train together, you get welcome to the pain train as one word, as one set of words after you do the plus sign between them. So just if the computer is treating the numbers as words, when you add them together, it's going to do this to them. It's going to stick them together. If the computer is treating them as numbers, then it's going to add them together. If that makes sense. So the way you can distinguish between them is using these apostrophes. Okay. So here's the tricky part. What do you get when you add the word 28? Yeah, we've talked about this. But we'll go through it again. What do you get when you add the word 28 and the word 30? Remember, these are words, not numbers, so it doesn't make 58 because you can't add words. When you do this, you apostrophe 28 plus apostrophe 30, what you get is the two words glued together. So you get 2830. Yeah, and this is just going through exactly the same thing. Remember this example, the computer takes the word welcome and to the pain train and sticks them together as welcome to the pain train. Same thing. Remember the computer either looks at something as a word or a number, and if you put the apostrophe around something, it will treat it like a word. And another reminder, the computer cannot see that 28 is both a word and a number like we do. It can only see it as one or the other. So we need to tell it whether 28 is a number or a word by using the apostrophe to show that it is a word, or by not using them to show that it is a number. So let's put this into practice. what will be inside message 3 after the third instruction is done? So let's this example I'm going to do. The next one I want you to try. Well, we just do this one for this lesson, and then we'll move on to the next one, the next lesson. So, okay. So the computer looks inside. When we run the program, the computer doesn't know anything. It looks at the first instruction. It sees the equal sign. Looks to the left, knows that we're putting something inside a variable called x. Looks to the right, sees stir, so it knows that we're converting something from a number to a word. It looks inside the brackets and it sees the number 55, and then it turns it into the word 55. So now, if you look inside x, you will see the word 55. After the second, in the second instruction, the computer sees the equal sign, looks to the right, knows it's putting something inside y, and then it looks to the right and knows that we're putting the word 20. Then we're putting the word 20 in. And then in the last instruction, it's combining x and y. So inside x, we have 55, the word, and inside y, we have 20, the word. So when we add them together, we get 55, 20. Yeah. So the word 5520 will be in Z. The computer sees a, blah, blah. This is exactly the same thing I just said. We'll go over the rest in the next lesson.